After the success of I Know What You Did Last Summer, a year later we got the sequel I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which follows Julie and her best friend Carla, played by Brandy, who win free tickets to the Bahamas. Julie finds this as a perfect opportunity to finally relax and be able to let loose a little bit. However, somebody that is waiting for her ultimately ends up messing the whole thing up for her and comes back for revenge. The first I Know What You Did Last Summer was fine. I didn't particularly love it, but there were some things in there that I really enjoyed, and for its time, it was pretty unique. I really liked the way that the fisherman looked. However, it lacked in a lot of the kill side. So going into I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, I was really hoping that they would be able to fix the same mistakes that they had in the first film. This time around, you don't have Kevin Williamson writing the film since he had scheduling conflicts with Scream 3. The ones taking the helm for Kevin Williamson this time around is Craig Calloway. And if I was in the board meeting trying to decide whether or not we should wait for Kevin Williamson's schedule to clear up or continue it on without him, I would have waited for Kevin Williamson, because this movie is a huge step down from the original film. Even though they do ratchet up the kills in this movie, I think that is one of the improvements that they had over the original film. This movie is the epitome of stupid characters doing stupid things. You have Jennifer Love Hewitt returning as Julie, and what they did with her character in the first half of this movie I thought was really interesting, where she's still a little bit paranoid, trying to move on from that, but she's having a little bit of a tough time letting that go. So she decides to go on this vacation with her friends, hopefully be able to let loose and let all that go, but then people start getting killed off one by one. And the thing that really bugged me about this movie is, I'm not sure if Julie told her friends exactly what happened in the first film, where she was getting hunted down by the fisherman alongside with her friends. And so when she starts warning everybody that the fisherman is back or that something is going on, people are dying on this island, nobody seems to believe her, and they treat her like she's an insane person, somebody that should be locked up in an insane asylum. And that's the thing that bugged me about this movie in particular, is that everybody in this movie is the epitome of stupid characters. When you have somebody telling you that something is wrong, this is the perfect time for you to cut and run. You don't start calling them insane, especially if they know what happened to her a year later, because this movie takes place 2 years after the incident and a year after the fisherman came back and started to hunt them one by one. So if they know exactly what she's been through, you have reasons to believe something is going on this island. And that's the big issue that I had with this movie, is the fact that everybody in here is just so dumb, and it really encapsulates in which this movie was made, because you had a bunch of these horror movies where you don't care about the characters are doing stupid shit. Even though the kills in this movie are ratcheted up a little bit more than they were in the first film, which was nice to see. There are some gnarly kills here and there. I ultimately found this movie to be a pain to get through, and it's mostly just because of the characters. It takes a little while for the movie to get going to when we get the first kill, and surprisingly you have a Jack Black appearance, which surprisingly to me is probably the better part of this movie. But when the movie finished, I'm like, yeah, this series, it ain't for me. Cool concept when it comes down to the fisherman and the kills in this movie, but everything else is a drag to get through. The reveal in this movie I thought felt completely flat, and it felt like you needed a reason for the fisherman to come back. But those are my thoughts on I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Let me know if this is a movie that you have a guilty pleasure for, or if it's just one that you really don't like. Drop those thoughts in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys for the next video.